I care about what's true. I mean, do you actually believe in your Muslim faith? Do you believe that Muhammad split the moon in two? Do you believe that Muhammad flew to heaven on a winged horse, for example? I pay you the compliment of assuming that you don't.
No, I do. I believe in miracles.
You believe that?
Yes.
You believe that Muhammad went to heaven on a winged horse?
Yes, I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I believe in revelation. I mean, the point here is that let's assume I'm wrong, Richard. I'm wrong.
Let's
assume I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm happy to concede that, Richard. I'm happy to concede it. I'm wrong.
Ye fitu abodom be capital town e chini chini Banko kumasito be koti Congress.
They went to the first heaven.
Ye fitu abodom be.
They went to the second heaven.
Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Ye fitu abodom be capital.
Third heaven.
Be capital town e chini chini.
Fourth heaven. Fifth heaven. Sixth heaven. Seventh heaven. And then they went to where they call Sidratul Muntaha. After Sidratul Muntaha, the angel Gabriel himself said, right at this point, when I take a step, I will burn.
Right at this point, when I take a step, I will burn.
Commissioner said, hey, Commissioner said, hey, what's the Commissioner said? I'm trouble be a matria, yeah. It could not share Allah. Our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa tarahum or Kwako Sharabul Izzah, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Commissioner Akodu Allah Winchain, or be anyone in a new Kosia Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So I'm going to read the funny part of the hadith. The funny part says, the Prophet says, Allah enjoined 50 prayers on my followers. Listen carefully, on my followers, not him. Allah enjoined 50 prayers on my followers, not him. Listen carefully. The 50 prayers was for his followers, not him. Pay close attention to how to discern to a discourse when you are listening to somebody talking or a speech. Listen carefully. There are certain details you have to pick up. Then he says, when I returned with this order of Allah, I passed by Moses, who asked me, what has Allah enjoyed on your followers, not the prophet? These 50 prayers, according to the hadith, the prophet was not part of it. So listen carefully. So then he told Moses, Moses told Muhammad, what has Allah enjoyed on your followers? I replied, he has enjoyed 50 prayers on them. Listen again. On them, not on us. The prophet is not part of the 50 garbage prayers you have. So listen carefully. So then he said, I replied, he has enjoyed 50 prayers on them. Moses said, go back to your Lord. Now Moses, who is a dead man, who was already dead, he's now giving prophets the command, go back. Listen carefully. I thought you said the Prophet Muhammad was the best of creation. He's the best of everybody.
Prophet Muhammad is the greatest of all time.
Really? Oh, so now a dead Moses was telling him, go back to your Lord and appeal for reduction. Are we doing business here? What the fuck is this? What is this? He's telling Muhammad alayhi salam, go back to your Lord. Look at the command. It's not even an advice. Go back to your Lord. Then he said what? For your followers will not be able to bear it. And ladies and gentlemen, please learn how to discern to a discourse. Discern carefully. The 50 prayers he went to collect, he is not part of it. He, Muhammad, he's not part of the 50. Listen carefully. He wasn't part of the 50. It was only enjoined on his followers. So Moses now told him, go back to your Lord. Your people, he didn't say you, Muhammad, cannot do it. Your people cannot do it. So then what happened? for your followers will not be able to bear it. So I went, listen, the Muhammad says, so I went back to Allah and requested for reduction. So God has made a command. You requested, you appealed for changes. You forgot when Abraham made an appeal to God. When he made an appeal to God and he told God that don't destroy the people of Lut. What did God tell him? You forgot when Nuh alayhi salam, chapter 11 verse 40 downwards, when he made an appeal to God concerning his son being annihilated by God. What did God tell him? And you foolishly accept these doctrines telling you that that fake prophet in the hadith went back to God to negotiate. So let's see. So I went back to God and requested for reduction, and he reduced it to half. La mubaddila li kalimati. Remember, Quran says there is no alteration to the words of God. Innama amru iza arada shay'an an yakula lahu kun fayakun. Right? If God says something to be is be, you can't change it. La mubaddila li kalimati. The hadith is now telling you he went back to God and he negotiated and he said reduce, and God did what? He reduced. So the kalima of God has changed. But let's see what happens. So he reduced it to half. When I passed by Moses again, he informed him. Where was Jibril all this while? Where was Jibril? Was he sleeping? Because I remember Muhammad was not walking. It is not like you are walking in the market or going to the airport to pass the same way. It is the big heavens. Muhammad went. So where was Moses standing, waiting for Muhammad? I don't understand. And where was Jibril? So Jibril was on standby or sleeping or off duty. So now what happened? And he reduced it to half. When I passed by Moses, he informed him about it. He said, go back to your Lord. Your followers will not be able to bear it. So I returned and requested for reduction, and half of it was reduced. Then I passed by Moses, and he said to me, return to your Lord, for your followers will not be able to do it again. So I returned to Allah again, and he said, these are 5 prayers. Listen carefully. So after God changing from 50, so now he says these are 5 prayers and they are equal to 50 in reward. So which means previously the 50 prayers, the blessing for each salat is 1. Listen carefully. So now since God has given you 5 prayers, which means 1 prayer is 10 blessings. So you have what? 50. So now listen to this gibberish. These are 5 prayers and they are all equal to 50 in reward, for my word does not change. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this? Ladies and gentlemen, are you with me? The fake God and the fake prophet in the hadith, listen what they are saying, right? This has nothing to do with the God of the Quran. It has nothing to do with the prophet of the Quran. Wallahi lazim, this is an imposter. So listen carefully. Then he said, these are 5 prayers and they are all equal to 50 in reward, for my word does not change. I returned to Moses and he told me, go back once again. Look at Moses now giving Muhammad command back and forth. So according to the hadith, excuse me to say, according to hadith, the Muhammad in the hadith is so foolish that he doesn't even know what he needs for his people. And he doesn't even know what to decide for his people. So a dead man who has been dead for centuries before Muhammad, he met him in the sky and he's telling him, your people cannot do it. So go back. And you are telling us, insulting God for us, telling us that God himself doesn't even know what the people want and what the people can do. After God says, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. So God has to now put something upon you that you can't. So Moses was more smarter than God and the prophet, according to your doctrines. Right? So hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Subhanallah. So now, the last time when Moses told him to go back after the 5 prayers, listen to what Muhammad says. He says, now I feel shy. I feel shy of asking my Lord again. Then Jibril took me till we reached Sidrat al-Muntaha, the low tree of the outmost boundary, which was shrouded in colors, indescribable. What is this? No, excuse me. So God gave him 5 prayers. Where is the rakat? Where is this? Because there's no single hadith which they have from this hadith where he went to take the salat, where he says the rakat. How many rakat were they supposed to do? He doesn't have it. According to your own scholars, they are saying when the Prophet went for the 5 salats, the rakat was 2 for each prayer. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. How did it become 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3? Like a formation. How did it become like that? Salam, Alhaji Atal Mahmoud. Long time. So how did the prayers change from 2 rakats and he became 4, 4, 3, 4, 2? Like a formation. Is it Barcelona or Madrid formation? I don't know.
Ye future abadom be capital town chini chini Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Ye future abadom be capital town chini chini Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Ye future abadom be capital town chini chini Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Atie bi tum 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 be faso yo yo Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Atie bi tum 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 be faso yo yo Banko kumasito be koti Congress. Hey hey Banko, that's fine. Yeah me kumasito. Hey Banko, that's fine. Yeah me kumasito. Hey Banko, that's sorry. Yeah me kumasito.
Yeah, mama, money tie. I can say your fam na masugu soy. This is a true story.
True story.
And I see some show.
That's right.
I check for beef, yes, and tea, man, move patchra, dear.
Patchra, dear.
Man, you not have the sour, dear,